All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. This is another breaking live. Massive nuke-like explosion hits the land of Israel. Okay, nuclear missile hub erupts with a question mark. So without further ado, let's get right into it. But as it is written, we know that in the book of Matthew, it says that ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
Another 45 days. U.S. State Department spokesman Tommy Pigou made the announcement on X. Hezbollah has not officially commented on the extension. But extending a ceasefire that is being violated on a daily basis does not change the reality on the ground. It changes the diplomatic label on a conflict that is still active. The extension is designed to buy time for negotiations. But if both sides are using that time to fight, the extension is not a pause. It is a container for a war that is not stopped. Washington is preparing another round of diplomatic engagement. Israeli and Lebanese representatives are expected to hold U.S.-mediated talks on June 2nd and 3rd. Before that, military-level discussions between delegations from both countries are scheduled at the Pentagon on May 29th. The talks are expected to focus on border security, ceasefire enforcement, and mechanisms aimed at preventing a major escalation. But scheduling talks while 33 attacks are happening in a single day raises the question of whether the diplomatic track and the military track are even operating in the same conflict anymore. Diplomacy runs on timelines, the battlefield runs on triggers, and the triggers are firing faster than the timelines can absorb. A massive explosion ripped through the night sky over central Israel, sending a towering fireball and a mushroom-shaped cloud of smoke into the air that was visible for miles. The blast occurred in Beit Shemesh, a city located roughly 30 kilometers west of Jerusalem. The deafening sound was reportedly heard across nearby communities. Online footage circulating on social media showed flames lighting up the darkness across the area, and within minutes, speculation about what had detonated and why began spreading faster than the fire itself. Some unverified social media accounts claimed the site might contain a sensitive military facility. Others pointed to the shape of the cloud and drew comparisons that have no basis in evidence. What is known is that something powerful enough to produce a fireball visible from across central Israel went off in the middle of the night, and the official explanation that followed did not satisfy everyone who saw it. The Times of Israel reported that the explosion occurred at a testing ground operated by Tomer, a state-owned defense company that develops rocket and missile engines for Israel's defense sector. According to Tomer, the blast was part of a pre-planned and controlled experiment conducted according to schedule. The company said the test was carried out under full control and concluded successfully. That explanation, if accurate, would make the incident a routine defense industry event rather than an attack or an accident. But a controlled test that produces a mushroom cloud visible from miles away, carried out in the dead of night near one of Israel's most populated corridors, is not the kind of event that passes without questions, especially in the current environment. A former CIA official publicly challenged the claim that the explosion was merely a controlled detonation. He questioned why the test was carried out in the middle of the night and suggested the blast may have been either a catastrophic accident or a deliberate act of sabotage. That assessment.
Go pull up your car insurance bill right now. I'm serious. Go look at it. Because what I'm about to tell you could save you hundreds. So I found this website, and look at the difference. $159 a month. I thought this was the best price I could find. Don't even look anywhere else. This is the best price, right?
It's a layer of credibility to the skepticism that was already circulating online. The official explanation says routine test. The scale of the blast and the timing say something that at minimum demands a fuller account than the one Tomer has provided. RT reported that the facility involved was linked to the production of Arrow 3 missile systems, one of Israel's most advanced long-range missile defense platforms developed specifically for the threat environment created by Iran's ballistic missile program. That reporting has not been independently confirmed by Reuters or AP. But if the facility is connected to Arrow 3 production, then the explosion, whether planned or not, occurred at one of the most sensitive defense industrial sites in the country. Arrow 3 is designed to intercept ballistic missiles outside the atmosphere. Damage to any facility involved in its production would have implications that go far beyond a single night's fireball. The explosion landed at a moment when tensions between Israel and Iran are at one of their highest points since the ceasefire began. The New York Times recently reported that Israel and the United States could launch a renewed offensive against Iran as early as next week, with peace negotiations remaining deadlocked. Whether the Beit Shemesh blast has any connection to that timeline is unknown. But in a region where military facilities are being struck, drones are being intercepted daily, and both sides are preparing for the possibility that the ceasefire collapses. An unexplained explosion at a defense testing site near Jerusalem does not land in a vacuum. It lands inside a context where every incident is read as a signal, whether it is one or not. While central Israel was dealing with the Beit Shemesh explosion, the Northern Front was producing its own escalation. Hezbollah announced that it carried out 33 separate attacks on Israeli forces in a single day. Rockets, drones, roadside bombs, and artillery strikes launched across multiple frontline positions near the Lebanon-Israel border. The attacks targeted Israeli troop gatherings, armored vehicles, and military positions spread across villages and ravines in southern Lebanon. The group said its fighters carried out coordinated operations using multiple forms of attack throughout Friday. Hezbollah has increasingly relied on drone warfare and precision strikes during recent confrontations, shifting from the older model of massed rocket fire toward a more targeted, harder-to-defend approach. 33 attacks in one day during a ceasefire. That number tells you everything about the state of the truce between Israel and Hezbollah. The ceasefire exists as a diplomatic framework. On the ground, it is producing daily exchanges of fire, drone operations, artillery strikes, and casualties on both sides.
Them poor birds. You know, this is what the birds got to deal with over there, you know. Me get a precept real quick.
Esau be able to punch in your number and boom. Remember, like on the movie sale. Yeah, they already got the number.
Proverbs 29:2. Okay. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Are the righteous in authority right now? Do the righteous have control over the whole inhabited earth? The answer is no. Okay. The answer is no. And because basically the whole world is in mourning. The animals, the people, the marine life, the beasts of the earth, the insects, you know. Everything is in mourning because these devils are in rulership. Okay. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, and the whole earth is in mourning. Why? Job chapter 9, verse 24. Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Malachi chapter 1, verse 3. Whereas Edom saith, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call who? The Edomites, the border of wickedness, and the people of whom the Lord have indignation forever.
The battlefield runs on triggers, and the triggers are firing faster than the timelines can absorb. A massive explosion ripped through the night sky over central Israel, sending a towering fireball and a mushroom-shaped cloud of smoke into the air that was visible for miles. The blast occurred in Beit Shemesh, a city located roughly 30 kilometers west of Jerusalem. The deafening sound was reportedly heard across nearby communities. Online footage circulating on social media showed flames lighting up the darkness across the area, and within minutes, speculation about what had detonated and why began spreading faster than the fire itself. Some unverified social media accounts claimed the site might contain a sensitive military facility. Others pointed to the shape of the cloud and drew comparisons that have no basis in evidence. What is known is that something powerful enough to produce a fireball visible from across central Israel went off in the middle of the night, and the official explanation that followed did not satisfy everyone who saw it. The Times of Israel reported that the explosion occurred at a testing ground operating.
Shalom. It's on to the next one.